Salaam alaikum. Bismillah, Irrahman, Irrahim. I have an interesting story which I would like to share. Uh, Bear with me. This is my first ever video. One day, King Arthur was captured by another king and put him into prison. Then he felt sorry for him and he said that he would let him go if one answered one very difficult question. King Arthur was given a year to find the answer. If he could not answer, he would be executed. The question was, what do women really want? King Arthur questioned all the women in his kingdom for a year, and no one gave him an answer. Finally, he was told that one witch could give him the answer, but her price would be too high. The king had no choice. He went to her and asked her what she wanted. She wanted to marry his best knight, Gawain, or Gawain. Gawain. The witch was terribly scary, old, nasty, and with one tooth. Arthur said he did not want to force his friend to do this and would rather die. However, Gawain said that Arthur's life was too important for the whole kingdom, and he agreed to marry the old nasty witch. After that, the witch answered Arthur's question. She said that women most of all want to manage their own lives. As a result, Arthur's life was saved. Everyone rejoiced, and the time for the wedding came. Knight Gawain was the true gentleman, while the witch behaved disgustingly, eating with her hands during the wedding. When the wedding arrived, Gawain with the heavy heart, with the wedding night arrived, Gawain with a heavy heart, entered his bedroom before he laid his eyes upon the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. He asked in surprise what had happened. The witch answered in the gratitude for her good treatment when she was ugly and nasty, and she agreed to be a young beauty half of the time and an old witch the other half of the time. Then she said he must choose which he wanted her to be during the day and what to be at night. Gawain thought about it. Does he want to be seen with a beauty during the day and spend his nights with an old hag, or have an ugly witch during the day and let her decide for herself? And when she heard this, she said that she would always be a beauty because he respected her and gave her the opportunity to manage her own life. What is the moral of this story? The moral of this story, it doesn't matter whether your woman is beautiful, ugly, smart, intelligent, or stupid. Underneath all this, she is still a witch. I thought this was a great story. Me, myself, I try not to focus and worry about what women say or do because let's just start off with this. Not out of disrespect. I love and respect all women. I do tend to think sometimes that they don't know what they want half of the time. And even if you're a guy, you'll be wasting your time trying to figure out what a woman's thinking and what they're going through, and their emotions are all over the place. Um, so I don't really focus on what they say. I watch what they do. I know as far as dating today, it's difficult for most men, even most societies. Let's say there's a lot of people in Asia and other parts of the world that have a difficult time dating and connecting with others, sex, for let's say interpersonal relationships. One thing that I notice about women is that they do want to manage their own lives. Um, they look at men and they would like to do the same thing as men, but being that when they were young girls, they're taught to be sugar spice everything nice. You look at a little boy and a little boy, he gets on his bicycle and moves around and everything, and uh, he'll fall off and go cry to his mom. A little girl, she could fall off a bike many times and get back up and keep riding. So when I thought about that, I tend to think that women are also adventurous and daredevils. They can get themselves in some dangerous situations because they want to let that side of them come out. Um, I need to make sure I'm doing this right because this is my first live streaming. I don't know if it's working, but probably talking to myself for right now. But at least I started. Um, but yeah, so women tend to um, get themselves in dangerous situations. They're daredevils, but I tell you what, they know how to live, and they're living longer than men. And this had me thinking that maybe we as men we should start focusing on our mental health as well. We should start, going to therapy, getting massages, taking care of our body, watch what we eat. Not to say that we're uh, stepping into more of a feminine role or anything, because that's not what I'm trying to say. Because I see that more and more men coming out with their uh, feminine side more often than not. Um, I was supposed to not do this. So one thing that I'm noticing is that uh, women are um, they basically want to manage their own lives. They don't want nobody telling them what to do, and even relationships today, it's like you have the Western part of the world telling women that they're strong, independent, they don't need a man, uh, and men are choosing not to deal with women like that. Men are choosing to deal with feminine, cooperative women. Some men, it for them is like it's just better for me to pay for an escort or a prostitute. And hey, whatever works for them. I'm not, gonna bash them for doing whatever they do. But I mean, if it's easier for them to do that, that's their business. Uh, but that's a little bit of what I wanted to talk about. I don't have anybody on the screen, so it's just me. It's funny doing this thing, but I just wanted to make sure I at least got on here. Hopefully, it worked. I don't know if my mic camera looks good. I look good. Let's see. Yep, guess that is it for now. Hmm. All right. Yeah, but I thought that was a very interesting story. There's a woman who's still a witch. That no matter what you think about men or women in this world, we all have a certain side to us that we must continue to uh, try to live righteous, do good deeds, and help people. Um, and do as try as hard as you can to pray often, ask God for forgiveness and repentance. And I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I'm just talking about dealing with people in everyday world, everyday life. Um, so that's my piece. I wished I had more. If I wish that I wish that I had someone to come up to speak, but this is my first live, so it's not expected, and I knew that I probably would have none. Um, but at least I started. If anyone that did watch the video, eventually when I put this out, thank you, and that's my time.